Hey everybody, it's Mr. G. Welcome back to the channel. What we're going to be doing today is we got the 2002 Z06 out, and we're going to be doing an engine clean. So it's the first clean of the year. I'm going to show you how I do it so that you don't run into some problems. Stay tuned. Hey folks, this is Mr. G and welcome to Just Corvette Crazy. On this channel we talk about Corvettes, we fix some Corvettes, and we love to drive our Corvettes. So if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thanks. There are many different products that people use to clean their engines. What I'm going to be using today is I'm actually going to be using scrubbing bubbles. So that's what the can looks like. It's a foam cleaner for your bathroom. My engine is not really greasy. If your engine is greasy, you probably want to use some kind of a degreasing product. Mine is not. Mine is just dusty and dirty. And the reason I'm going to be doing this today is because I'm going to be doing some engine work. I'm going to be doing the valve springs very shortly, and I want a clean engine to work on. So I'm going to try this product. I've used it before. I haven't used it on this car, so we'll give it a try. Alright, so there are some areas under the hood that you want to avoid with some high pressure water. I know some people have some hesitation to actually clean their motor. I'm going to hopefully make you feel a little bit more comfortable doing it. Again, I'm going to use scrubbing bubbles. I'm not going to do any kind of dressing at the end in this video, just because I'm doing this so that I have a clean engine to do some motor work on. And so I'm not going to worry about the final dressing. I'll do that in another video maybe. So you want to do this when the engine is not hot. So the engine has been sitting here in the sun, but it hasn't been run for an hour or so. So the engine is not hot, and we're going to try this product and see how we do. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cover up some of the areas that we don't want to get covered, and we are going to remove our plastic covers for the fuel rail. I've already cleaned those inside a couple of days ago, so all we're going to do is just pop these off. Just lift from the bottom and then lift from the top. Lift from the bottom. Watch the wire. Once it's free, feed it around the line and out. You want to make sure that you put your oil cap back on, very important. That's nice and sealed. So some of the areas we want to avoid is the alternator area, the front nose area. So there we have the mass airflow sensors, all that kind of stuff at the front. Plus, you've got your air intake. You don't want to get water inside your filter unit, so you want to avoid that area. As well, in the C5 Corvette, over on the passenger side, I've got my fuse panel. I want to make sure that I don't get any water in the fuse panel, so I'm going to kind of block that off. So as you can see what I've done, I took a plastic bag, covered the alternator, I covered the cold air intake with the mass flow air sensor, and I covered the fuse panel. So those are three of the things that you want to make sure you avoid if you can. So the rest, we're going to spray on the stuff. We're going to let it sit. We'll spray it again, work it in, and then rinse it off. So I like to use this stuff because it foams real easy. It does some good cleaning without you having to do anything. What you gotta do is you're just gonna get some of the foam in the areas that you want cleaned. So once you give it a little bit of a spray, you can give it a little bit of a agitation. I'm using a scrub brush from the shower. And what you'll see is that depending on how dirty your engine is, just the cleaner alone will do a good job for you. Again, avoiding the fuse panel. If I want to clean the fuse panel, I'll take the cover off and do it separately, so I don't have to worry about getting anything wet in the fuses. I also have a little wheel brush for tighter areas. All right, so I'm going to give it one more soak over. Let it sit for a minute, and then we're going to very lightly rinse it off. All right. So with just a little bit of water out of the hose, you don't want high pressure, and just rinse everything down. Once everything is rinsed off, okay, so we're just going to get some compressed air. And just going to blow the area dry. And then a towel wipe. told you to tell me. We take off our plastic bags. And let's try now, please. And start up. All right, just a quick wash of the engine bay. Get the dust and dirt off from having it stored over the winter time. Important things to remember: don't use heavy pressurized water. Cover up the things that you think are going to be an issue, like the fuse panel, the alternator, mass airflow, air cleaner. Use something that is a self-scrubbing, so scrubbing bubbles, anything that foams up real nice. Do a quick rinse. If I wanted to, I could put an engine dressing on this to kind of make it sparkle, but I'm not going to worry about that. The main purpose of this clean was to get it so that I feel comfortable working on it next week when I do the valve springs. I don't like working on dirty engines, especially when I have the engine open. I don't want the opportunity for dust and dirt to fall into the heads. So everything is good. I'm just going to let her dry off, fire it up, take her for a test drive, have some fun. So until next time, Mr. G says, keep the rubber side down, everybody. Take care.